He continues to play at a high level, scoffing in the face of anyone who expects anything less. Last Thursday against the Cowboys, more of the same for Brady, and apparently he's planning on doing this for another decade or so. Listen to this with Gronk.
Can Tom Brady play until 50 years old?
Wow. Seems to be a really hot question lately. Can Tom Brady play till 50? Like 50 years old?
Yeah, 50.
50.
You're 44, that's 6 more years.
I don't find it so difficult. And plus in the Florida, it's kind of a retiree state. So I feel like I can play and then just glide into retirement. I think I can. I think it's a yes.
He's just trolling people at this point. Here's the thing, though. Anybody know where we could get some of those glasses?
I've got a pair in my bag.
Fire.
I was kind of impressed by
Of course
Gronk's
you do.
math. 50 minus 44. You got that straight. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna stay out of that.
What?
Can he play to 50? Absolutely.
Really?
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
hope the
100%.
Like,
the
you would put
intelligence
money on
50.
that.
I'll put money on he can play another 6 years. He's 44, right? Yeah, another
Yes.
6
We
years.
just talked
That was
about
all
Yeah, no,
point.
I'm just making sure.
Swaggo,
Just making sure.
he's not playing until he's 50? Come on.
He can.
I'm not even talking to y'all about this.
Oh.
What we got next?
Why you
What's
not,
next?
Marcus? You don't think he can play another 6 years?
No.
Why
No,
though?
not at all.
As long as he stays
But
healthy.
nobody thought he
More
was.
NFL,
No one thought he was playing this long, though.
6 more NFL seasons.
As long as that
Yeah.
dude
Six
stay
more.
healthy and he take
Y'all
care of his
think
body,
Tom
I
Brady
think he
gonna play
can.
6 more
Man,
NFL seasons?
Dan, are you
I didn't
gonna
say at Super Bowl level. I said.
But why would he want to
play.
do it
I
if
ain't
he's not going to be at
talking
Super
about
Bowl
no
level?
This is what I
I ain't
know.
talking about no level.
This is what I know. If he does, I'm going to be breaking down his plays. So
Dan, you're going to be 50 by that point, too. All right, let's get to Cowboys. Losers to Brady and the Bucs in week 1, right? Despite lots of positives. But since, the hits have kept on coming. More. The latest, DeMarcus Lawrence with a broken foot yesterday in practice. Let's hear from Mike McCarthy, the head coach. He spoke about this earlier today.
Obviously, losing DeMarcus, he's a primetime player for us. I thought he had a nice start in Tampa. And, you hate to see these injuries to any of your guys, but, what it does, it just gives, opportunities to the other players. So, how we spread that out, that'll be done through game plan, and we'll work on that today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So, and, specifically, we'll get into that once we play the game.
Brutal. Lawrence's injury, just the latest in a string of bad news for Dallas, as I mentioned. Since losing to the Bucs last week, Cowboys offensive tackle La'el Collins suspended 5 games. Randy Gregory placed on the COVID list. Michael Gallup placed on injured reserve. Now Lawrence expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks with a broken foot. They do get Zach Martin back, but Marcus, I hate to do this to you because Philly, he's so sad. You were already upset about this yesterday, but specifically as it relates to Lawrence, how does that affect this team? I knew he was going to do the long pause.
Too many things. It's too many things happening. But let me get to DeMarcus Lawrence. First of all, your best defensive player. That's enough said. But let me go further. How you game plan, how you scheme to play a team is a lot predicated on who you have, especially when you have a premier guy like this. And look, people forget about Tank because last year he was injured and last year was abysmal for the Dallas Cowboys, but he is a game wrecker in the pass and in the run. He defends the run very stoutly and he gets to the quarterback. Here's the issue I have now, though, is that if you aren't generating pressure on third down when you decide to rush for, is it going to make Dan Quinn want to blitz more, which makes you susceptible to big plays based on what you have on the back end? Or do you move Micah Parsons to rush from the outside on third down situations? We've seen it before. So you compromise, obviously, with DeMarcus Lawrence being out, but do you have to remove a really good coverage linebacker in Micah Parsons to the outside so you can generate pass rush? Or do you blitz? Do you try to bring pressure? Dan Quinn has his work cut out for him. Everybody is not the same. When I was playing for the Dallas Cowboys, if I would have been out, they would have replaced me. We'd have been fine. But if DeMarcus Ware would have got hurt, we would have had to change some things about what we did defensively. Listen, y'all, I'm not mistaken about who I am as a football player. DeMarcus Ware would have been injured. We would have had to change what we did from a defensive perspective and how we were going to play the game.
Yeah,
so that's where Tank has the Dallas Cowboys right now.
with this injury, you mentioned getting a third and long situations, passing situations. I don't don't even think they can get to those without DeMarcus Lawrence. I think a team like the Chargers can go first down, second down, first down, and not really have to worry about it. Everyone continues to mention Dan Quinn in this defense. Well, losing DeMarcus Lawrence is like losing Michael Bennett back in the days of the Seattle Seahawks. That's how good DeMarcus Lawrence is as a player. So if you're the Chargers and looking at this situation now, going into this game with DeMarcus, they had to figure out, all right, what are we going to do about DeMarcus Lawrence? Even in our run game, do we have to double team him all the time? Are we always going to send extra bodies his way? And then the pass game, it was, do we feel good about singling up our guys in pass protection? Because this is a Chargers offensive line that, for the most part, held its own against a better defensive line.
They did well,
in Washington week 1. So the Chargers.
We'll get to that.
The Chargers, they don't have a single person now this week on the Cowboys defense that they fear.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence out.
There's no red dot guy.
Does it put more pressure on the offense now, Key, for the Cowboys to score more points, especially in this specific matchup when they're going up against, on the other side, an offense that can also score?
It really does, Laura, and they've got to kind of become a little more balanced. You cannot – the strength of the Cowboys right now is the passing game. We saw it against the Buccaneers. They threw the ball all over the lot. They cannot do that. Ezekiel Elliott can't touch the ball a total of 13 times, and you expect to get some against the Chargers. The Chargers gave up 133 yards in the air. So we know the strength of their defense. Bosa pinning his ears back, the secondary doing what they're supposed to do. Ezekiel Elliott has to get going, though. He can't just touch the ball 11 times. As an offense, offensive coordinator, you can't get frustrated with him. Take him out of the game, put in Pollard. Yes, Pollard's a good back, but you're taking touches away from the main back that you gave all the money to.
Get him in rhythm, too. Listen, despite all the issues for the Cowboys, though, Dallas is still the heavy favorite to win the NFC East, according to ESPN's Football Power Index. What are you doing, Eagles flying over there with your Eagles pants, Dan? Oh, my goodness. All right, coming up next, we're going to get back to the